Good afternoon. I'm Carmelita Gangozo, and I am going to present to you my research entitled Factors that Hinder the English Speaking Ability of Grade 6 Pupils in Aguinaldo Elementary School. Okay, so for the introduction in Rationale, language is a vital tool in communications, and it is through language that people share information and interact with one another. In the Philippines, English is used in government offices, business sector, and education. And in the Philippine school curriculum, English is taught from grade 3 to grade 6. English language performs a very significant role in teaching and learning process. In terms of the learner's competence in all formative skills like listening, reading, writing, and speaking, the latter is considered to be the most important in English teaching, yet it is the most difficult to learn. Now, the ability to communicate fluently in English contributes to the learner's academic success as well as his success in the latter years of life. In the context of English learning, however, there is a problem with the which the English teacher have been aware of for a long time. And it is the problem of students who could understand English but could not master the ability to speak the language. And now, English teacher has to first identify the factors that hinder the student to speak in English inside the classroom. Okay. For this research, I came up with 3 research questions, and this study aims to identify the factors that hinder the ability of students to speak in English inside the classroom. Specifically, it aims to answer the following questions like, first, what is the demographic profile of the grade 6 pupils in Aguinaldo Elementary School? 2, what are the factors that hinder pupils to speak in English? And 3, which among the identified factors greatly affects or hinder the pupil's ability to speak in English? Okay, my scope and limitation is, this research focuses mainly on identifying the factors that hinder the ability of grade 6 pupils of Aguinaldo Elementary School to speak in English inside the classroom. My respondents were selected from the grade 6 pupils enrolled in the school year 2019-2020 of the said school. Other factors such as gender, age, economic status, and subject area handled and others will not be considered in this study other than for getting the overall demographic of the respondents. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the methodology. This study employed survey research design that would answer the research problem. Before we came up with a research problem, I interviewed the students of the factors that hinder them to speak in English. And then respondents for this study are the grade 6 pupil of Aguinaldo Elementary School. The minimum number of respondents is composed of 124 pupils, raised from qualitative.com application, and this is an online application that calculates sample population. Overall, we have 184 pupils, and we only came up with 124 as our sampling. And for this methodology, a survey questionnaire, similar to the 3-point Likert scale, was developed as a research instrument and was validated by the researcher's school head. The questionnaire consists of statements which a student has to mark appropriately. After giving out the surveys to the students, this is the result of our survey. Okay, so I'm going to enumerate to you the factors that affects or the factors that hinder the students to speak in English. First, on the list is the lack of knowledge about the topic at hand. Others says they cannot think of anything to say. And then another one is the lack of motivation to speak. And another one is fear of criticism or being embarrassed inside the classroom. Others feel shy speaking before the class. And others said not enough time for preparation before speaking, and the fear of making mistakes. They also signify that they feel pressured speaking before the class. From among these factors that hinder the English speaking ability of grade 6 pupils is the fear of making mistakes. And next is the feeling of being pressured to speak. There's also not enough time for them, as they have said, to prepare for speaking performance. From among these factors, this is also followed by the emotional state of being pressured speaking before the class. So that is the result that I got from the survey that I applied for the grade 6 pupils. For my conclusion, there's a similar study that underscores motivation, anxiety, inhibition, and low self-esteem as some of the factors that affect the speaking performance of learners. Some theory says that higher motivation and low inhibition would most likely result to a more effective language learning on the other hand. On the other hand, anxiety and low self-esteem results to difficulty in learning as it makes the learner less comfortable speaking before the class, especially so in a language that is not their mother tongue. Having said this, I can recommend that English teachers should strive to lower the anxiety inside the classroom of the learners by fostering a comfortable and welcoming environment in their speaking class. Learners should be given enough time to process the new information that they learn before engaging them in oral communication, since some of them signify that they lack the topical knowledge of the at hand. And furthermore, positive feedback should be given to students for them to gain enough self-confidence to speak in English. Okay, that's the end of the presentation, and thank you for listening.